bhago, earn salary, bhago, earn salary. The rat race was only work and getting your salary. I never knew how that can be converted into an investment. Growing stage of my daughter, her education fees, purchased a house, how do I take care of the loan? After whatever the leftover, how do we run the whole thing? So investment, saving, futuristic thought process was always on the last. I lost my father some time back, so who was my guide, who was my mentor all the time. The time when I badly needed him in my life. We always used to look for who can guide. But the question is that who was always a question. 99% of the time in my life, it was a divine intervention. The help what I got through from that gentleman, yes, this is the place where I was. When you hand over your investment, it's like handing your own baby. If your needs are taken care, you do not have liabilities with you. If you have a house to stay, 3 meals are taken care, nobody knocking the door saying you owe this money to me. If I can leave that back to my daughter, that's will be the biggest asset for anybody in life.
Meet Sunil Sanghi with roots from the deserts of Rajasthan, who fell in love with Shailshree, a spirited Tamil Iyer. Much like the movie Two States, their union came with a mix of languages, cultures, and of course, contrasting money beliefs. But what brought clarity, calm, and confidence to their financial life? That's where Rupee Rakshak enters the story. Welcome to another heartfelt episode of the Rupee Rakshak podcast, where real people share real stories of building wealth the right way. Today, we are bringing you a special story, one that begins with a beautiful cross-cultural marriage and travels through the ups and downs of money, mindset, and making smart choices. In this episode, we delve into Sunil's candid story of navigating financial objectives, financial direction, and discovering the power of FinMo, where money serves life, not the other way around. Let's get started. Here you are, and a very warm welcome to Sunil. Tell us a little bit about your early life, your career, your fascination towards cricket that you had in our early discussion, that you had mentioned that you are playing for league, your fitness, your regime, and of course your beautiful two-state romance and the love stories that you had with Shailshree, your wife now.
Hey Sisha, namaskara to everybody, to you and FinMo team. Thanks for making this and allowing me, inviting me to be a part of your discussions. Well, life was always roller coaster. Yeah, we hail from Rajasthan. Family hails from Rajasthan. Roots are there. Forefathers have moved from Rajasthan to Hyderabad during the partition time, 1948, post-independence. That's where the grandfather moved and lived. And I was born in Hyderabad in a lovely, Marwadi family where culture, God-fearing, and respect to elders were the motive in the entire family, and that's where we have been brought up.
So, are you more Rajasthani or a Hyderabadi?
If you ask me, I will be wrong in saying I'm a Rajasthani. I'll be very happy to say I'm a Hyderabadi.
Okay.
Because born and brought up, and I lived along with the neighbors who are Telugu Andhra people. Never lived in a place which is called in Hyderabad as an old city, which is typically a Marwadi dominated area, because father had opted for an education rather than getting into business along with the grandfather. So the same thing, we are 4 brothers, I'm the second one. Elder brother went into business, but 3 of us went into education. That's where my father had told me that education need to be your priority, not a business, because he opted as a education, and post his education he went into the government job, and that's where exactly. So because of him, there used to be a travel, and we moved along with him. So we were not brought up in a Marwadi culture or with the families. We were brought up in a South Indian culture. So Hindi was the only spoken language at home. If you ask me in heart, I talk to myself in Telugu.
Okay.
I do not talk to
That
myself
says a
in
lot.
Hindi. Yep. And my fascination towards Telugu was identified by my school teacher, Sita teacher. Fortunately, she is no more. Being the only Marwadi guy in the class of around 2025, and looking my fascination towards Telugu, she gave extra importance and attention towards me, and that's where I started picking up. I still remember my first Telugu novel I read when I was in 8th standard. It was called Tulsi Dalam by Virendranath was the author of that book. So being an Marwadi, I read my first Telugu novel in 8th standard,
pretty
Tulsi
young.
Dalam. I still remember that. Yeah, that's the way we started growing up, and that's how we lived in.
Was that Endamuri Virendra?
Endamuri Virendranath.
Okay.
First, Tulsi Dalam. If you want to, that's a lovely book. If you can be able to get hold of any time, do
I have read a couple of his books,
His books,
which has been translated into
movies
Kannada.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's where my fascination. So started developing a lot of interest. So even today, I can do anything in Telugu. Write, read, different accents: Telangana, Andhra, Ubhay Godavari, Vizag, whichever the accent. So that made me to travel a lot and helped me during my travel. Coming to the part of my cricket from childhood, like every boy has got his interest toward the sport. Cricket was something which fascinated me. We started playing from gully cricket to college, and college gave me an opportunity to play for college, and that gave me an opportunity. I started playing for the leagues.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's a good step that you had.
yes, but only thing
progress.
is, as being from part of a very conservative family where sports and all something which was looked only as your part-time game but not as a profession, one of the incidents which was not supposed to happen, it happened, where I took the blame, and after that I gave up my cricket.
And very unfortunate.
It was an unfortunate incident, but yeah, I took an oath with my father that I will never touch cricket after that. So that's where, but I continued to work out because my dad was a very health conscious person. He used to be into bodybuilding kind of a thing and all. So yoga and all these things he used to do. So he made me, start liking towards that. So I was always pretty sports, physics conscious, health conscious.
You look very fit yourself.
Yeah, that's something which I have never
What do you
given
do?
up.
As in, how do you maintain your? What's your fitness regime? How do you maintain yourself? I'm really impressed with the way you present yourself and your physique and those things.
Yeah, that's a good question, Srisha. My fitness regimes are very too. I do not binge on junk food. I have a very disciplined eating habit, and I make sure that I work out at least an hour a day. Whether it is my travel or whether I'm in hometown or wherever am I have certain regimes during travel where I do in hotel rooms or whatever it is. But if I'm in Bangalore, I do go to work out. So yeah, that's where. So discipline, a pretty disciplined life.
Okay.
And happy to have my better half who is also into yoga. She is a international yoga instructor, so she is health conscious, and blessed with a daughter who also is into pretty health conscious girl.
Pretty awesome.
She works out. She has got a food regime. She doesn't allow us to eat this. So all three at
There's
home.
some kind of discipline that brings in by its
So
own.
fortunate to have a family also with me, my wife and daughter, who also believes into health.
Okay. So you said your wife, Shailshree, is an international yoga instructor.
Yeah.
So how does she manage? It's completely online when it comes to international?
Yeah.
Okay.
She does online, and she takes one-to-one classes also, and she takes even personal classes.
Awesome. So that does it also mean that she'll be training at odd hours in the days because it's okay. So it's a mixed regime, you could probably mention
Oh
that.
yes, mixed regime. So coming to that one particular question which I missed out in answering, Shaila is a Tamil Brahm, Tam Bram we call, right?
Yeah.
In my growing years, I never knew that there is a language called Tamil existed.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, because see,
Right.
where do you understand? Where do you meet friends with a different culture? Is at the school level or a college level? I never had a friend who was a Tamilian or a Kannadiga, because in Hyderabad, Kannadigas and Tamilians are like, no way.
All right.
The population is too less even today, and they're in pockets, different pockets. So in the area where we have grown and studied, there was no Tamil or Kannadiga family lived. So I never had a friend. So I never exposed to that language, or I didn't know people also. So Shaila was the first girl whom I met,
Okay.
and when I asked what she language, she said Tamil. I said Tamil, वो क्या होता है?
Okay.
वो क्या होता है? And she said Tamil is a Tamil.
Okay.
So that's where our love story started. Yeah, family objections, 100%.
Yeah.
My family was not knowing what is Tamil.
And that to
Their
those days.
culture- Those days. And for them, Arey, Marwadi, for them it is, I'm a Setu.
Yeah.
That's how Marwadis are called
That's
in
right.
Tamil Nadu as Setus. And they have a different opinion about Marwadis. And because they never exposed to any Marwadi person in their life.
Very
So it was a
interesting.
great struggle for both of us.
But where did you meet her?
We were working together.
Okay.
That's where the common point. I'm basically a hotel management student, and then I was working in the hotel where she had come along with her mother. During working times we bonded with each other and felt that it was a divine meeting. Frankly speaking, we were destined to be together.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm so happy that you both share amazing camaraderie, and yeah, I pray that it goes on decades more too. Coming to the next part, if you can briefly tell us your time before you subscribed to Rupee Rakshak as of a service, how was it before, kind of a thing. We just want to know how was it. This is more for people to get a clarity, or many people, our viewers, they would say that hey, I relate to this. So if there is any common thing that they could relate to with what you say. So just how was it before?
Valid point, Srisha. Sincerely, I will say that I would have met FinMo team long back, which I could not, but nevertheless, for me, frankly speaking, the rat race was only work and getting your salary, I never knew how that can be converted into an investment, so that investments can generate a revenue which can take care of my age where I won't be able to work.
Right.
That thought process had never come, but whenever it had come, I was not having a clarity, either Shaila or me, because at one point after my daughter was born, she took a sabbatical. She was a banker. She took a sabbatical and never went back to the work. So between both of us, we wanted something to do on finance person, but there was nobody who was to guide, because one is, I think, probably a middle class family where education was the important, but not how to build up the wealth management.
Would I be stretching it a bit too much if I say that probably you lacked a structured approach to investment?
Yes.
Would I be right in
Yes,
that?
yes.
Okay.
Comfort, I will say yes.
Okay. So that is where you need professional guidance. Not necessarily like you have to invest through any entity, but at least you need to have the direction that is been provided by a professional entity.
Exactly. For me, in my growing years, the investment, what I have in my mind or what had in my mind, LIC, FD.
Right.
That's it.
A very conventional way approach
That's it,
to
only
it.
two. LIC में इतना रखो, after your age, in case if you are alive, it will become double हो गया. FD you put पैसा. Beyond that, either I was not having a trust, or I was not having a circle or somebody to guide me or tell me what should I do, how do I do, and what
Right.
to do.
Coming to the next part, as a couple, that is between you and Shailshree, what were the most stressful decisions that you had to take as a couple?
Expenses.
Your part-
It's always how do we manage expense, what do we do, during the growing stage of my daughter, her education fees, what she wanted to study, all that. Health was secondary at that time, but primarily was education, purchased a house, how do I take care of the loan, after whatever the leftover, how do we run the home. So investment, saving, futuristic thought process was always on the last stage of my to-do list or whatever you call it. It has never gone there.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, at some point of time you would have probably felt that, hey, I can't do this on my own. I need some kind of support, a professional support. Probably that might have occurred to you.
Yes, it definitely did, Srisha. We, between both of us, when we used to sit and talk, we always used to look for who can guide, who can guide. But the question is that who was always a question. Literally, who was always a question. I could not go, I lost my father some time back, so who was my guide, who was my mentor all the time. And unfortunately, I lost my father the time when I badly needed him in my life. And after that, I never could see anybody as my mentor in my life who could guide me properly.
That's an unfillable void in any case.
That's it. So I was not sure to whom should I go and talk. What should I do? How do we do it? From wife's side, her father was also a doctor who always was busy in his practice, so no guidance factor. So we were, between us, we were really looking for somebody who can guide and tell how do we go from here to the next level. I'm at 50. Definitely at one time I'll become 60, one time I'll become 70, right? Only daughter, she'll get married, go away, then what?
Right.
So how do we survive? Okay. How do we take care of our monthly expenses? How do we take care of our health expenses? Whatever we have, how do we invest? Where do we invest? And whether that investment can help me on a monthly revenues.
Trust me, 99% of the population in our country at least, everyone who goes through this.
Yes.
Yep. And here you have got one child. In some of the households it would be two. In a few of them it would be 3 or 4 too. So this is something that most households go through, especially the main earning member, such as you. This is something that they do go through this. Then suddenly, like, you come across a wall, right? Okay, how do I kind of break through this and go to the other side? When I say other side, it is more in terms of investment or secure financial future, or you could probably say, like, how am I going to secure my life. Or my time after retirement. So that is, post-retirement is always seen as how we see moksha, right? So this is something that, how am I going to attain that moksha, that financial moksha? The financial moksha, at least in Indian context, is post-retirement. No one thinks about, hey, I'm going to retire at 60. I know somehow I'm going to survive through. I'm talking about good, educated, steady career. They don't think about that. But most places or most instances, what happens is, like, what is it after 60? I'm talking about an average, regular, you'd say an average Joe, right?
Yes.
That kind of a scenario, it always happens. What you went through, I wouldn't say it's a one-off instance, but it has been there. That is what it is.
When my wife took a sabbatical, there was a clear understanding between both of us. I will take care of the earnings. You take care of the family and expenses. Between me and my wife is more calculative in expenses and financial planning. I am not that.
That's a very South Indian.
Very South Indian. Very South Indian. She is well educated, but very South Indian, ground to earth, no doubt. But financial planning, she is the best, which made, in fact, she corrected me many places. She grounded me because I spent it just like that.
That gives a sense of reassurance between two people who are on a journey, especially when it comes to a financial journey. This kind of partnership is what is required in most places. There are other instances too, where one of them has no idea about it, or both of them have no idea, and both of them will be running like blindfolded horses.
Yes.
When that happens, it's really bad news, right? These are the ones who learn after going through a tough situation or a rough patch in their lives, and then recovering from that is a humongous. They would, I would say, they would age twice as fast by the time they recover from that
Agree.
rough patch. And I have seen quite a number of instances in, such as these. Yeah. So if one has this kind of a discipline, it would make the other
Yes.
person a lot more ease,
Yes,
especially the earning member. And coming back to what we are, like Rupee Rakshak, where did you hear Rupee Rakshak from? Was it a reference, or you saw any video, or was it in one of the social media that Rupee Rakshak is present? How's it? And where did you come across this?
I will tell one point, Sisha, here. Many of 99% of the time in my life, it was a divine intervention. Whether right from the time I was born, just to give a gist, I was born at 0 hours in the night,
Okay.
which you would hardly hear. Somebody born at
000?
000.
Okay.
Perfectly 000. From that time, stories are there. So when we were literally lurching, it was like a divine intervention. One of my friend who was part of FinMo in terms of his investment, and he suggested me that there is a team, there's a gentleman, there is a friend who are part of this, and well, if you want me to take your name, I will take your name only because you are a good friend of mine and you are part of that. And then I approached team, and that's where the guidance factor was given, and I was, yes, this is the place where I want.
So would you say that this is different and this is what I was looking for, kind of a thing?
Yes, please.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, please.
What shifted after you started working with Rupee Rakshak advisors?
An incident which gave me a trust and confidence. One of the act I would not like to name, but somebody who is part of FinMo family, the help what I got through from that gentleman the day I required something, which he fulfilled my requirement in 1 minute's time, gave me a trust and confidence on the company. Yes, this is the place where, because when you hand over your investment, you will not hand over to somebody without a trust and without a confidence that they are going to do. It's like handing your own baby. When you're going out for a couple of days, you trust your neighbor to hand over your baby, and it's not that easy.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about a lifetime, hard work, money, whatever it you have earned, you are handing over to somebody to manage it, right?
Yeah.
Because we do not know how to do that. It could be lack of time, it could be lack of understanding, it could lack of knowledge on that. So handing over to the professionals who could do that.
Can't put it in a better way, I'm sure.
And that's today, yes.
So would you put that as a wow moment for you?
That help what I got was the wow moment in my life, and that's where my entire shift and confidence and trust has moved towards.
Oh, that's really
that's it. And
very, very encouraging thing to hear.
it's
for
not
Rupee
only to
Rakshak.
me, to my wife and my daughter, all three took a very calculative decision stating that we are going ahead only with FinMo lifelong. That's it.
Okay, that's a very encouraging and very happy note for Rupee Rakshak and FinMo as a team. What does the FinMo philosophy mean to you personally?
Very good question. Unlike many companies where once after meeting FinMo team, Rupee Rakshak team, I started hearing lot many companies have come through. But the approach of Mr. Mohan and you and all in the team, right? It is not only money, increasing money or multiplying the money. There is a combination of spirituality, approach, wisdom, which is very less. Spirituality and wisdom and wealth, these all three were always looked in a very different angle. But the approach of Mr. Mohan, the recent one, Har Ghar Karodpati, and the achievement what he is envisaging to achieve that through a spiritual mode,
Right.
through a wisdom, knowledge on that. I haven't seen and heard about it from anybody else.
Yeah, it's a big movement that we are starting.
It's
Har Ghar Crore
Har
2047.
Ghar Karodpati, yes, exactly. And anybody, okay, during your teenage and all, you may not be spiritual at any age. You definitely start going towards or becoming towards spiritual, because that's the only way you can have a satisfaction or happiness at one point of a time. And that combination of your investment taking care of your older age with a fixed revenues which is handled by this team, I think what else we require.
Has it helped bring you both, that is you and Shailshree, on the same page about money goals and lifestyle choices?
Yes, Risha, it did.
Very happy to know about
Yeah.
it. Okay. If someone is listening right now and unsure whether they need a financial advisor, what would you say to them?
Very good question. Right from the time I met FinMo team, you and interacted with your team members, only one thought which has always come in my mind is every person, every parent should guide and teach the children the financial management and the wealth management. Right from their school days, right from their college days. It's not from the time they start earning. It's might be from the time they start understanding what is wealth. From that time, if this wealth management is inculcated into their minds, they will be a better persons as far as the finance managements are concerned. Because at a young age, whatever you sow, they are going to reap it. And every earning person, young boys, girls who are getting married, I will tell them the simple formula 75-25 out of 100. Save 25% whatever you earn, spend 75% whatever you earn, but 25% spend it to invest today, which will take care of you once you cross at 60.
Absolutely. We have started in our own way, where we are reaching out to educational institutions.
Fantastic.
Your 10th standard onwards, right? So we are tying up with many educational institutions for us to kind of go and speak to their faculty, their staff, their students. So we are doing it as a wholesome process.
Fantastic.
And trying to kind of make this part of their overall learning experience.
Fantastic.
May not be as a syllabus, but more as a learning experience. Okay, now why do you believe joining the Rupee Rakshak family is not just about investing money, but about building a financially secure life?
Trust, number one. Trust in the sense, whatever I have invested, it will be managed, it will be taken care for my benefit. So somebody on behalf of me and my wife are managing our wealth, right? So that's the kind of a trust confidence. That was the initial when I started. But later on, from the time when we invested, what I could see is interaction from the team. Whenever there was a doubt, clarification, and a fantastic web page what has been created. I forgot to tell you, the first time when I was shown, a lot of questions were asked to me about my investment, what I had, and then a portfolio was created and shown to me where I am standing. That gave me a jolt that particular day. This is what
you
I
went to
want.
the net worth analysis.
Yes, net worth. Nobody have taught me about that. Nobody asked me that. First time we also felt, oh, this is our net worth today. And if we have this, after the downline, how is it going to help us?
Exactly.
As I told earlier, it was only a rat race of bhago, earn salary, bhago, earn salary, bhago, earn salary. That was only what I was doing.
A day-to-day survival mode.
That's it.
That
Every
is what
month
it
the
is.
bank account, whether salary has come or not, expenses are taken care. But that day when I was guided in understanding my portfolio of what am I having, that gave me a jolt. And from that particular time, when the investment happened, the web page was created. Now I can see every day where is my investment, what is happening to that, going up or going down. And whenever we have a question, we call up, answers are given to us with a soothing way, do not worry, and the kind of a WhatsApp group that has been created where we get a lot of insights about the market, what is happening around. Still a lot of ABCDs which was not knowing, but now yes. And the recent ones what you all started on the stock market,
Right.
where my wife has become a member and trying to understand, and she's saying, don't disturb me, I'm learning now. It's so interesting.
I was so happy to hear that.
So, there are so many things I can keep on adding.
Yeah. The thing is, we would want people to be not just aware. We want people who are associated with us to learn, right? Not just about savings, not just about investing, but investing right, and also learn the nuances of investment.
Perfect.
Right? In our own structured way, and it could be for different asset classes. It could be for stock market, or it could be mutual funds. We are having many of these that is coming up, and we just don't want to be known as a investment advisory firm, but these guys are also here to create a difference to the society at large. The thing is, how do I put it? We are looking at having a financially educated society in India, and that is what Har Ghar Crore 2047 is about, right? So while we broadly put it as like, every family should have a crore in financial asset by 100 years of Indian independence, but there has to be a method to that, right? So this is one of the many ways that we are trying to bring about the change, bring about, gain a momentum towards that movement. So that is what it is. Thank you. Looking ahead, what kind of financial legacy do you want to leave behind for your children or the next generation?
Tough question. There is no end to that financial legacy.
Absolutely.
Right? There is no end to that. I strongly feel if your needs are taken care, you do not have liabilities with you, that will be the biggest asset for anybody in life. If you have a house to say, 3 meals are taken care, nobody knocking the door saying you owe this money to me. If I can leave that back to my daughter, I think she will be more than happiest person to me.
You sleep 7-8 hours.
Exactly.
Without waking up.
Exactly.
Startled.
That's something I want everybody to lead. Because there is no end. Today Maruti, tomorrow Mercedes Benz, today 1 bedroom, tomorrow 4 bedroom, tomorrow villa, tomorrow apartment. Finally you are sleeping on the 6 feet bed only, you are eating same dal chawal, whether you eat in a gold plate or you eat in a, in a patta or pattal, what we call in Marwadi.
Yeah, right.
So the food is going to be the same, the bed is going to be the same. Ultimately what is there?
Sleep well.
Sleep well. That's the legacy I want to give back to my daughter. Oh, my dad has left me this, but not left agony.
Agony.
If I live early, my wife, there should not be somebody, my wife should be able to take care of expenses, not depending on my daughter also.
Okay.
That much is more than enough.
So, do you feel more confident now in being able to create that?
Yes, because now we know the path. A path has been shown to us by FinMo team.
Awesome.
A path, we are now on the path. We know the way to go now, how to go.
Okay, very nice. Thank you so much, Sunil, for sharing not just your money story, but your family's transformation from confusion to clarity and from hustle to harmony. Your journey truly represents what Rupee Rakshak stands for. And to everyone listening here, whether you are juggling loans, struggling with financial conversations in your family, or simply want a trusted system that works, remember, you are not alone. Rupee Rakshak is a family, and families grow together. Comment the word family if you would like to be part of our next advisory circle, and let's start your FinMo journey today.